Hi guys, this is my presentation for my research proposal. Um, my proposed title is The Public and Putin, the Russian People and Their Support for President Vladimir Putin. My research question is, does Vladimir Putin have support of the Russian people? Um, you might think it's odd that this is my question because generally Putin has been a very, very popular figure in all of Russia, but some signs have pointed that that might be changing. He did win 76% of um, the last election that re-elected him for his fourth term back in March. Um, but despite this decisive victory, Putin's approval numbers seem to be decreasing, actually. Um, According to an article from the Washington Post, in a July 8th poll by the Public Opinion Foundation, which is the same polling agency that the Kremlin uses, only 49% of respondents said that they would vote for Putin if elections were held on Sunday. That is a drop of 62% just the month earlier. The author also goes on to say that in a June poll by the independent Levada Center, which is trusted by most academic researchers, only 46% of respondents said that they thought the country was headed in the right direction, while 42% said they thought things were headed in the wrong direction. That's a shift from 60% and 26% respectively from April. So why is a president serving his fourth term suffering from decreased approval ratings? Well, one theory is that it's because of a law that a Russian government tried to push that would increase the age of eligibility to collect state pensions. The law was set to increase the age from 60 to 65 for men and 55 to 63 for women. This proposed legislation resulted in thousands of Russians taking to the streets in at least 12 cities across the country protesting it. And this isn't the first time that Putin has met protest either. Another time when it met protest was from Russia's vast income inequality, which has shot up since the early 90s, since the fall of the Soviet Union. According to a study from Vox, as lately as 2015, Russia's top 1% owns as much as 20% of the entire country's income. That's more than any other Eastern European country that was studied, including the Czech Republic, Poland, and Hungary. This is a significant fact since, according to the Moscow Times, Russians are most unhappy with Putin over wealth inequality. The share of Russians who are unhappy with Putin over low wages, pensions, and other benefits doubled from 15% to 32% in just the past 3 years. So, because of that, based off increasing displeasure with Putin over low wages, pensions, and Russia's vast income inequality, I'm theorizing that the Russian people's lack of support for President Vladimir Putin is because of their income. Therefore, my hypothesis is that low income leads to decreased support for Vladimir Putin. My data is coming from the World Value Survey. My dependent variable is from a single questionnaire item used to understand respondents' confidence in government. The World Value Survey measures how people report their confidence in their government on a major public opinion survey, by asking the respondent how confident they are in their government, which is measured on a 5-point scale, measured from I don't know to a great deal of confidence. My independent variable is income. The directions ask from the World Value Survey. On this card is an income scale, which 1 indicates the lowest income group, and 10 the highest income group in your country. We would like to know in what group your household is. Please specify this appropriate number, accounting all wages, salaries, pensions, and other incomes that come in it. Again, I chose this variable due to Russia's high level of income inequality and the Russian people's displeasure with it over Vladimir Putin. explanation of the problem. Putin is viewed very negatively around the world and seen as a thug who has even been known to murder his political opponents. But despite this, he is still serving his fourth term as president of the country. But with widespread income inequality and approval rating that has decreased, do his constituents really support him or not? And not to mention, with U.S.-Russian relations taking center stage again, this could help predict his downfall. My expected findings for this study are that I expect the poorer someone is, the more likely it is that they don't support President Putin. I'm also interested in looking at any differences in the support of Putin between older and younger Russians.